And now, MMA fans, are you ready? Are you ready? The time has arrived. Let's welcome our first fighter making his way to the cage, Benito Mendez.
It's Sunday night in Los Angeles, California. We're at Club Nokia at LA Live for the University of Mixed Martial Arts. To call this 145-pound affair, I'm Rich Slate, joined by Donna Gonzalez. And our first fight tonight between Benito Mendez and Sergio Gonzalez. And on his way to the cage right now is Mendez. The 23-year-old stands 5 feet 7 inches tall from Chatsworth, California, fighting with King Combat Sports.
Obviously, he has got a lot of fans in the audience tonight, and he's going to be looking to put on a good show for them. And I really think Sergio is going to be able to help him give him a good show.
Yeah, you have two fighters here, both very much willing to throw. Sergio Gonzalez, he's a fearless striker. He comes forward, and that's going to be great against a guy like Benito Mendez. Mendez is a dancer, and a very creative striking comes from sort of that form. His footwork, very, very unique. He's moving back and forth, creating angles, and I'm looking to see a lot of very kicking techniques tonight.
I would have to agree with you. I think we've seen dancers bring something really interesting into the cage. We've had alums like Darian Chapman, who is also a dancer, come in and do some really interesting things with his legs and his feet. And so I think that being a dancer gives you a certain command of your body that maybe coming in with no background like that doesn't. I know it really helps with BJJ on the ground. And I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with it, knowing that his school has such a strong TKD background.
Please welcome our next fighter making his way to the cage, Sergio Gonzalez.
19-year-old Sergio Gonzalez fights out of Yuma, Arizona with the Yuma United Fight Team. With a record of no wins and 1 loss. His 1 loss coming about a couple of months ago against Parker Reed in March of 2015. He has 4 years of wrestling experience now. His record might be 0-1, but that's his camo record. He actually has 6 wins in non-camo fights outside of California.
Exactly. This is his second fight here in California, but he is coming in with a lot of experience we don't see our guys having. And he's coming from a great team. They have a UFC fighter, Kelvin Gastelum, to claim to fame, and he is really an aggressive fighter. He's hard to take down. He really likes standing up and banging with his opponents, and he's really looking forward tonight to putting on a good show standing up.
Very interesting matchup here between the fearless striking of Gonzalez, and while we have the Taekwondo background of Mendez, he also is a 7-year wrestler and CIF city champion.
Right, so what we're looking at on paper is kind of misleading when we look at these two fighters because they are not green coming into the stage at all tonight. They're both coming in with a lot of experience in their respective backgrounds.
Mendez, of course, with 1 win and no losses, a round 1 TKO against Steven Ayala. Mendez with that, one thing to look for with him, not just a Taekwondo background, but we've seen him in the past, lots of spinning techniques, which will be very interesting here against the sort of lower hand style of Sergio Gonzalez. He's a very aggressive fighter.
Yeah, Sergio's definitely going to have to watch out for those kicks.
To get things started, let's go to Salvador Ariana.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Our first fight of the evening is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a wrestling practitioner. He comes to this fight with a record of 1 win and no losses. His 1 win coming by way of knockout. He stands at 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in officially at 145.8 pounds. Representing King's Combat Sports from Pacoima, California, Benito Mendez. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, also a wrestling practitioner. He brings a record of no wins and 1 loss to the cage. He stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 138.8 pounds. Fighting with Yuma United Mixed Martial Arts from Yuma, Arizona, Sergio Gonzalez. Man in charge of the action, Franco Najiri.
Here we go, folks. 3 2-minute rounds in the 145-pound division. Benito Mendez in the blue corner. Sergio Gonzalez in the red corner. This is the U of MMA. It starts here.
I'm looking to see some fireworks early on with these guys.
Hands up, Benny.
Gonzalez throws a high kick early.
Not a bad way to start out.
There you go.
Low kick responds from Mendez,
Set it up
also
with
high.
hands, set it up with
There's some of
hands.
that Taekwondo kick.
There you go, to the net.
I think Benito was anticipating Sergio being hard to take down and went for that early and tried to be really aggressive with it.
Sergio landed on the head there, seems to have recovered well, though. Now Gonzalez looking to get that knee inside. A tight scramble here. Mendez attempting to get over into mount.
There it is. Work shots, Benny, work shots. Work.
Benito's really got to get that other hook in if he's going to want to finish that as a submission. And Sergio's doing a really good job defending it, rolling over to his back. You know, it's not where you want to be.
Work that arm.
He's got to watch
Nice.
for that arm triangle right there. He can't let him lock that up. What he needs to do is reach down and grab his outside leg to be able to defend it.
Mendez trying to get that leg free so he can create the torque on the neck.
Hips low.
You know, he's not going to be able to finish it standing on top like that. That was a good move for him to go back to mount. He's probably, that was great defense
You're good, Benny.
by Sergio.
So far, Mendez in control, but Gonzalez showing strong defensive acumen.
And here's where Sergio really finds himself comfortable. He has really good takedown defense, and he's comfortable in this position. He thinks his wrestling is really his strong point. So this is a good place for him to be, and Benito seems to be really trying to work that. Well, he was working the clinch, and now he's working that takedown.
4 years of wrestling from Gonzalez from Yuma, Arizona, against the 7-year CIF city champion in Mendez. Now Gonzalez, his turn to get on top.
Posture, Benny,
Sergio
posture.
with ground and pound here.
You're good.
I think that was really smart of
finish it.
Sergio to go for that ground and pound instead of the submission finish.
You often see end of a round, someone trying to finish that submission attempt,
Yeah.
and you might score some more points by throwing some hands.
I think that was a really smart move on his part, like I just said, because you're not going to finish the submission within 10 seconds. But what you can do, score the points, get the ground and pound, and look really good ending on top with those punches, and you maybe get in the head of your opponent a little bit.
Do a little bit of damage there at the end as well.
You never know.
So far a wrestling matchup between 19-year-old Gonzalez and 23-year-old Mendez. If you watch their former fights, this looked to be a striking battle. But so far we're seeing both guys rely on that wrestling background first.
I think they really are relying on that wrestling background, and it's pretty exciting. I think a lot of time guys are maybe hesitant to go to the ground or hesitant to go into that wrestling because they have such short rounds and you have such short time to work. But I think these guys are doing a really good job utilizing the time.
Let's see what happens round number 2 in this 145-pound matchup. Remember, Sergio Gonzalez in the red corner, Benito Mendez in the blue corner.
They both came out kicking last time with no setups with the punches. I really like to see either one of them or both of them set up the kicks this time. And
Sergio moving forward, Mendez quickly puts him on the mat. The 7-time CIF wrestler and city champion.
Posture up.
Sergio's really going for that triangle right there.
Mendez safe for the moment. He looks to be the more physically imposing fighter of the two at the moment.
At the moment. But you know what? It's deceiving to say that a fighter cannot move forward or be really productive on his back as long as they know what they're doing.
You know, one thing you have to wonder about guys at this age difference, 19 and 23. 23 years old, more of that adult muscle's begun to build.
Sure. Guys do continue maturing up until their 23rd year, so there might be a bit of a strength difference here that maybe Sergio wasn't prepared to deal with.
And now Mendez into the mount.
Sergio's really going to have to work to walk up that cage, get out of the mount. It's not a good place for him to be. He doesn't have a whole lot of places to work from here.
Short right hand from Mendez. Under a minute left in round number 2.
He's got to watch that back. Now what he needs, Benito is going to try and get that other hook in so he can really lock in this sub and work the choke, because it's too easy to defend it as long as he doesn't have that hook in, which he got in. So now Gonzalez is in a really tough position. It's hard to fight out from the rear naked choke with those gloves on. It's one thing getting out from it when you don't have gloves on, but he was able to do it, and that was beautiful.
Back up, Benny.
And now he was able to reverse it on him and go for it himself. That's awesome.
No quit in the Arizona native, Gonzalez.
He's going for that, well, he had him in a crucifix.
Posture.
But if he can lock in that arm, he's going to be able to really control
Buck
him.
up towards the left. Buck up towards the left.
You know, we've seen a similar story here in both of these rounds with Mendez taking control of the grappling for the majority of the fight, and then Sergio Gonzalez getting out of the bad position, turning the tables in the last few moments.
And finishing strong.
Finishing very strong.
You know, that speaks well to both fighters, and it really depends on how the refs are going to look at it. You could judge it because Mendez is really controlling the fight earlier on in the round, or you can look at it like Sergio Gonzalez has weathered it and is coming out strong at the end. So it really depends on the judge's judging style.
Now, with that 10-point must system, does it look to you like Gonzalez might be in a finish-to-win-it kind of situation?
I personally think that Gonzalez is going to have to finish to win it. I think if I were the ref, I might have Mendez just slightly higher on the cards because he's controlled it for a little bit more time.
So what do you think is the key to victory here in round number 3 for Sergio Gonzalez?
I think the key to victory is the key to victory in any single fight. Don't leave it in the ref's hands. These fighters need to finish this fight.
Here we go, folks. Third round of this featherweight bout.
This is the third and final round.
Can Sergio Gonzalez keep this fight in his arena? Or will Mendez impose his will one more time?
I think coming out, Gonzalez is looking a little bit crisper. Mendez seems like he's put a lot of energy into
That
the
high
last
kick
round.
definitely rocked Mendez.
Yeah, but he's going for that takedown.
Hands up, Benny, hands up.
Big body shot from Sergio Gonzalez. Mendez looking to return.
There you go. Set the kick with the hands.
Gonzalez looking at that overhand right.
Mendez has been able to recover a little bit from that early kick.
Good combination there. Mendez throwing the right knee and then the right hand off of that knee.
And going for that takedown, which he's been able to do every single round.
That is the danger of kicking against a wrestler.
Yeah, absolutely, because they will take advantage of it, and he's been really good at capitalizing on that.
Pressure him against the cage.
All the action we've had so far, it's only been 30 seconds.
Watch your left arm. Come on.
And it looks like Gonzalez is trying to work for that Kimura, and Mendez is doing a really good job defending it, because if he can get that hand past his legs, he's going to be able to lock it in, even with Mendez on top of him.
Gonzalez trying to sit out.
And Mendez trying to pass, and there he has it. Now he's in mount, and this is a dangerous place to be.
Turn that arm in, Benny.
Benny, hit the body with punches. Hit the body with punches.
Gonzalez not easy to keep down.
No, he's not, and he's doing a really good job holding onto that arm,
Nice,
even if
Benny.
he can't lock in the Kimura. It's definitely
Nice.
helping him
Keep working it.
defend. And
Get to the shoulder.
Mendez is, trying to take his back, doing the same thing. He doesn't have the hook, and that's the same thing that we've seen in the last 2 rounds. Is he's not getting that hook in, and you can't really finish the rear naked choke
Work
until
some
you have
shots,
both
Benny.
hooks in. Let's see
10
what Gonzalez
seconds
can do.
reme.
Lock it up, Benny.
Gonzalez
Lock it up.
defending.
Flattening
Now
him out. That's a bad place to
Lock
be.
it up.
Mendez could not quite get that left hand free to finish the choke,
Yeah.
but solid top control from the 23-year-old.
I think he did a really good job at staying busy and staying dominant in this last round. And, Gonzalez has great defense, and I think he was able to work that well. But I don't know if he was able to work it well enough to put him on top of the points.
And I want to go back to that age difference, 23 to 19. Might not seem that big of a difference, but there's so much physical growth that happens during that time period.
Not just physical, but mental.
Sure.
I think, a lot of maturity happens within that, 4 or 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
That it can't be duplicated in any other field, or in any other way. You're going to mature physically and emotionally, and that carries over into almost everything you do.
Sergio Gonzalez, very, very tough tonight. And we mentioned before that fearless striking. That's what we saw in round number 3.
Yeah.
It looked like he knew he was probably behind on the scorecards, came out looking to finish, and that high kick very nearly put him in the winner's call.
I agree, and it really did. It rocked Mendez, and I think the mistake that happened there was that he didn't press forward and gave Mendez that time to recover, and Mendez was able to capitalize on the recovery. But both fighters very poised. I think it was a really entertaining fight. I don't think, we've seen some fighters come in and maybe not do as well. But I think both fighters put up a really good fight tonight. There's always going to be room for everybody to grow.
It's a great way to start off University of Mixed Martial Arts Fight Night 10 at Club Nokia in LA Live in Los Angeles, California. 10 of these now.
10 of them. 10 of them. You think maybe we found our pace now?
Maybe a little bit. It might be coming through. One thing I've noticed also is how much energy Gonzalez still has left.
Gonzalez has tons of energy, and maybe
Mendez
that's because
as well.
he's 19.
Yeah, maybe he's 19 years old.
Good sportsmanship by both guys, which is always awesome.
With the back and forth we saw so much, I'd be curious to see what this fight is like with 5-minute rounds rather than 2-minute rounds. Well, let's make this thing official and go inside the cage with Salvador Arellano.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score the fight the same at 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, Benito Mendez.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Benito Mendez. Benito, way to kick it off, Fight Night 10. How's it feel to get the victory?
It feels really good, man.
You came in, you wasted no time getting the takedown. Did you know that you were going to try to take this fight to the ground right away?
Yeah, I knew it right away because I wanted to prove my wrestling, so I wanted to show him that I could take him down.
You kept going for that rear naked choke. Was it getting frustrating as he kept defending it?
Yeah, it was pretty good, holding my hand, it was pretty good, so I couldn't get it off, so I tried.
Did you start to get fatigued throughout the fight? Did you think you weren't going to be able to turn it around on him?
Nah, because I went all out in my first round, so I should have been more conservative.
Right on. Now, who would you like to thank for this fight?
I'd like to thank all my friends that came.
Awesome, fantastic fight. We look forward to seeing you again. Give it up for Benito Mendez.
And your winner by unanimous decision, Benito Mendez.